Hey YouTube, today we'll be doing a video review of Gameloft's Hero of Sparta. So here you will see a little intro video to the game. Now as I go through this review, there are 8 different levels to this game, and there are 5 different weapons for you to play around with. There are also lots of different enemy types throughout the game, and there are 2 versions for each enemy, except for the harpies, I think. Each enemy contains an easier version and a harder version, and they are different in the way of attacks, I guess, and the way they look too. So this game has several good points and a couple of bad points, but the good far outweighs the bad, and is definitely a good purchase for the 99-cent price that it is right now on the App Store. So we're gonna get into the game right here, and it has several menus and options for you to play around with if you want to change anything. So here we are, main screen, and we'll go into options. Alright, here you see game hints, which help you around in the game, and you'll see action level, which is basically blood or no blood. Explicit as blood, as you can tell, and soft is basically a kind of like sparkly mode where sparks come out, or not sparks rather, but these I don't know, like blobs of pink. Yeah, blobs of pink. Alright, so on to another menu actually I want to show you guys. So it's accessed by the button in the corner. So here are the items that you get throughout the game, and you can look around at these items. Some of them help you out, some of them, well, actually all of them help you out, but some are more useful than others. So next we'll go into the weapons section. The weapons, there are 5 different weapons, like I said before: sword and shield, a large sword, and a couple others. An axe is my favorite. And each of these weapons is upgradable, and you can upgrade damage and special. And so once you upgrade a weapon, it actually looks different from before. And special, as you will see ahead, I guess, is kind of the killer move that a weapon can do in the game. So here we are again, options, and help is kind of an explanatory legend mode where you can see what everything does and what everything is. Now as we go through this, I'm going to show you the different weapons here. So we start out with a shield and sword, and this is actually one of the larger boss battles there is. And there are quick time events, like similar to God of War, I guess. And you get a sense that the developers did play a lot of God of War before making this game, I guess. And yeah, these quick time events happen often. So as you can see, it's a analog stick and 2-button setup. The analog stick is decently responsive, however at times I found it to be not as exact as physical controls, which is my main problem with iPhone on-screen controls, but it does the job well enough that after a couple of levels you'll find yourself without any trouble using it. So you can either tap or hold the attack button to do different attacks, and there's also a shield button to protect yourself. Now the shield button is also used as a special attack. You can tap it and pull it out, which will actually create a kind of special attack that knocks enemies down that are around you. And you'll see that in this review, I guess, further on, that you do get to use that attack, and it will vary based weapon by weapon. Here's the sword one, the arrow one, and the arrow one's not that cool. It just strikes down your enemy from the top. The axe, which I'm wielding right now, is a much better weapon, I guess. And here's, well, you'll see a strike of it later. It's its special move, I hope. So as we go on, you face these mini bosses, I guess you can say. The Centaur is one of them. So these guys actually get a special kill that you can do onto them. A button prompt appears up top and you'll see it. Oh, I killed this one, but we'll move on and we'll find another that we can demonstrate it on. So here's the twin swords, and their special attack, I guess, should be up next. There it was. That was the special attack of the swords. Kind of knocks down all the enemies around you. And overall, the battling is pretty simple that you can do. It's a 2-button setup, so but it does the job well, and it's fitting for an iPhone game, I guess. I did find that, by the end I was kind of getting bored with the 2-button setup, so the length of it is just right. And as you can see, this level is kind of a large boss battle here. And what's great about that is these are very large and they feel very enormous in scale, but there's only a couple of these that happen throughout this whole game. There are other boss battles, but they're much smaller in size, so they're not as epic, I guess you would say. So, and this game, the HUD of this game is a little too crowded for my taste. There's not enough real estate, as I would like to see more of this game. So it looks very good on the iPhone. So here you get to see one of the special kills that our hero can do here. And one thing about these special kills that you can do on the mini bosses is that they are all identical, meaning they're all done with the same weapon. So here we come to a fountain of health, and you strike one to replenish your health, and also your magic power, which is used to do the special attacks for each weapon. So, and then aside from the fact that these health fountains replenish your health, you're also invulnerable while using them. So it's kind of a gameplay hint, I guess. The animations for the characters are very smooth, and the game is pretty smooth overall itself. It runs very well. Sometimes the character will be a little choppy, but it's alright. Everyone else is fairly smooth. The sound in this game you can't hear right now. It's been muted, but there are many different sound effects, but only a couple of songs, so that's kind of a downer. But you can always listen to your own iTunes music that you find really epic. So that's, I guess if you're deciding to buy whether to buy this game or not, I think you probably should. For it's a good price point, and it is a 4 out of 5 stars, and it's a very good game, I guess. Here you see a little platforming section, and I don't know if it's proper to call this platforming, as it's only a button prompt. So I actually kind of like this setup because the controls are sort of loose, so it would have been really hard to do a platforming section. So I'm glad the developers did a button prompt instead of a platforming section. But I do hope to see more platformer games on the iPhone as people get better with the virtual analog stick and virtual buttons. So here we're going to go into the final boss fight pretty soon, and I think I've covered all the points here pretty much of this game. It looks nice for a plus. There's no platforming, which in this case is a plus, and it's a simple setup for an on-the-go game, which is also a plus. And I think it's a very well done game overall, and should be purchased. So here we see the final cutscene of this boss battle, and there's a decent amount of blood here, but the blood doesn't look too real, so it's alright. But this is definitely not a kid's game, I guess. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this review.